Miss B should be Arizona's Student Teacher of the Year because she makes your kids family. It's not just a student to her, they mean everything to her.
Miss B is genuine and cares about every one of her kids. When she talks about the success of the children, she even gets emotional, which I think is great. That shows that she really cares.
Miss B is helping to change lives every day, and that's why she should be Teacher of the Year. She's helping our children, and she's helping us as parents become better parents and learn how to engage our children. That's why she should be Teacher of the Year.
All right, Cash, come on in. Come on. Hi. Hi, Mrs. B. Hi, Mrs. B. B. Good job. Hang up your backpack.
I love seeing the smiles on my students' faces. When I hear, those first verbalizations turn into words, turn into sentences. I mean, that makes me so excited to see their progress, to see a student feel pride and to feel that communication gets them something in a positive way.
Cash, bring me your book.
Awesome! We have the littlest students, but they still have such big emotions, they have big thoughts. And it's my job as a teacher to help them, to give them the tools in order to communicate those thoughts, communicate those needs, and then also how to cope with those challenges that they have in a more appropriate manner.
Get up on your feet and to everyone you meet, say hello, hello, hello. Nice job, Tanya. When you want to make a new friend, give a great big smile.
I teach because I love to learn. I love to learn pretty much everything about the classroom. When I get a new student who comes in, I get to learn about their likes, their dislikes, their families. Everyone has a different background, strengths, needs, and then from that information, I'm able to learn how to better teach for that individual child. Being in a classroom that is a self-contained classroom, I have the opportunity to work with an amazing set of coworkers and other staff on campus. And I love learning how to be not only that leader in the classroom, but also sometimes a student. And I like to share that love of learning. And I feel very privileged to be able to share and pass on that love for learning to the next generation.
On your mark, get set, go!
Mrs. Howell deserves to be Teacher of the Year because she is so hardworking and devoted to her job and her students, and I wish that every student in Arizona could have her as a teacher.
Miss Howell should be the Teacher of the Year because each student deserves a teacher who gives them a spark of passion for any subject, and that was Miss Howell does for science.
Miss Howell deserves to be the Teacher of the Year because she's the best teacher. That's it. There's no question it. She is the best teacher you can ever have.
Miss Howell deserves to be the Arizona Teacher of the Year because she'll come on any weekdays or weekends to come help the students.
So in our start of Mammoth, I need you to write 20 because we're going to start with 20. Game 1 has 20. Game 2 has 20. So please make sure you put that 20 in there so it doesn't throw your data off right when you get started. I truly believe that I teach because I think it was what I was intended to do. I love being a part of what the students are doing. I love making a difference for the future. I also love to learn myself. I am a lifelong learner, and I feel that as a teacher, I always have to be educating myself and making sure I'm at the forefront of what's happening so that they get the best education possible. I also feel that I have to provide a safe place for students to learn and students to grow, and also provide that stability that my teachers provided for me. Woo! That was perfect. The combination of those two things, perfect. I also feel like I have to provide a room where they can take risks and have failures and know that it's okay to fail and that we learn so much from our failures. I also believe in a STEM education. I think hands-on learning is the best way for students. They don't want to just hear about what they're supposed to be learning. They want to be a part of it, feel it, and experience it. I also think that
Teachers should be passionate about learning about each and every single one of their students. It does make for better learning for you and for your students when you do that.
What kind of graph are we going to make?
We're going to make a line graph.
And why a line graph?
Because it's change over time.
Change over time. Perfect. So every time we have change over time, I want you to be thinking line graph, line graph, line graph. Okay? So we're going to do both games. Can we put 2 lines on our line graph?
Yes.
We can.
I like colors.
Different colors and create a key. Good. Perfect. Being a teacher is the best profession in the world because there are constant rewards in it. When you look at the little faces that you've made a difference in, and they bring spark and interest to your day every day, and that every day is a different day. And students bring so much to the classroom that you didn't anticipate. You have this well planned out lesson, you think everything's gonna go smooth, and those students take that lesson to such a high level, and you walk away going, whoa, I had an opportunity to make a difference, and look how much they've learned.
Okay.
Make sense? Yes, good. You guys are awesome.
Teacher high fives
Yes,
are the best.
they are the best.
Miss Lloyd is a helpful, kind, and understandable teacher. Miss Lloyd is very funny and caring because she'd go up and she'd do dances while she's teaching math. And then at recess, she'd talk to us instead of saying it's her time to go talk to the other teachers. She'd get to know us better. She's nice, caring, and smart and funny. I think Miss Lloyd is very nice, sweet, and kind and caring, and I think she's really smart.
All right, I bet you guys are nervous, huh? No, not that much. I wrote all of you guys like a little note this morning. So if you got your Chromebooks this morning, there's a little note because I wanted you guys to know that you are so special and we are in this together. We got this. The thing that motivates me to teach would definitely be that passion that I have to make a difference. I can remember even as a child wanting to make a difference with my friends or problems that I saw going on. As I got older, I still had that same passion. I still wanted to make a difference. I still wanted to make an impact and make our world an amazing place to be. So I realized what better way to make an impact than to be an educator and be able to impact our future and teach them respect and empathy and love and trust and have them take that into our future, and then I could truly make an impact. So instead of saying good jobs, we want to make sure that we encourage them being like, I like this, but giving them feedback to continue growing, right? Great, yes. The most important trait that I bring to the classroom every day is my ability to have empathy. My ability to understand how the kids are feeling and being able to use that in my instruction. Just being able to look at a behavior, you really need to know what is the reason behind the behavior. I can know what challenges them, what encourages them, and be able to use that within my lesson. So I think empathy is an extremely strong trait that any teacher should have within the classroom.
Oh, it gets a little loose.
Also, it'll get loose, but I was thinking, won't you have more?
Get it more stronger.
This will make it stronger, yes.
But then you waste more.
Now we got a dilemma. This makes it stronger, this will make it longer. So we gotta decide what's the best answer to that. We got stronger, longer. Ooh. I teach because it's who I am. I am passionate about my students. I am passionate about making a change. I want to see these students be technology savvy. I want them to make changes that are amazing, but I also want to see them do it in that loving, respectful way that I'm proud to be part of that, and for them to remember, you know, hey, that teacher cared about me. That teacher made an impact because they loved me and they really, you know, drove me to do my best, and I'm going to continue doing that best because every student deserves someone in their life who's going to motivate them and care about them. The longest, so will this help make it longer? Ooh, that might be your advantage right there.
Well, Mr. Nail should be the teacher of the year. Because he's a good teacher.
He teaches us how to learn. He's a good teacher. He's pretty cool.
He teaches us how to learn. He's a good teacher. He's a good teacher. He teaches us how to learn. 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 He's a good teacher. He's pretty cool.
very nice. And he give me a lot of fun too. Mr. Neal should be the teacher of the year because he teaches us how to brush our teeth. He's mostly fun, but he can tease us sometimes, even though he's pain in the neck.
And it's really refreshing to have people who are just their authentic selves, because when people don't give you a fake version of themselves, when they give you like the full self, they're just gonna say it. And generally it's love, and they actually like coming to school every day, and that's another great part. It's like, I actually teach a class where the students would rather be here than not here. So that's amazing. I feel like I'm pretty fortunate to work in this field. So you take the seeds, put it in the dirt, and then what do you have to put on? Water. Very good. Water. Good. So they need water, and what else do they need?
Sunlight?
Sunlight. Thank you very much. All right, so they need sun, water, seeds, dirt, and then they could grow. The most important aspect a teacher brings to the classroom every day is leadership. I think that if a teacher shows strong leadership, it encourages the students to be leaders. So when I come into a classroom, if I'm prepared, if I have my instructions clear and precise, if I have differentiated for all my students, and they all feel like this person knows what they're doing, this person is going to guide us in the right direction, this person is going to help us learn, this person is going to keep us safe, I think it helps the classroom environment become more of an environment where you build leaders. You're the glue that holds your team together today. The glue to hold it together. Keep Eugene in line, Jeanette. I feel that if you have everyone connected, that everyone will feel like a family and the learning environment will be that much better. I think that when we talk about discipline and we talk about making sure all students are getting the proper education, when we are connected to those students, we do a better job. And I also think that a connected classroom means that the students will help each other learn. And I think that's a very important tool, particularly when you're in classrooms where students have different ability levels. It's nice to have students who are faster learners, students who maybe even are ahead in their progress, to be able to help the other students and want to help the other students. I feel like classrooms need to feel more like a family. You like that one? It'll come out. If we do it right, we make sure it gets sun, we make sure it gets water, we should be good.
I think Mr. Perron should be the teacher of the year because he taught me a lot of things in just a short amount of time.
I think Mr. Perron should be the teacher of the year because he teach me a lot of stuff in just like in 7 weeks.
Mr. Perron should be teacher of the year because he gives so many students so many opportunities.
Mr. Perron should be the Arizona teacher of the year because he has put forth such an effort just to better the lives of his students.
Remember the base is going to be like a cylinder so that we can cut a hole in it, we can put the magnet in it. We should know that size. You can make it for now, make it so that the hole is 6 millimeters diameter, and then if we need to, we can make it a little bit bigger. Okay, perfect. My philosophy of teaching is that students are natural learners, they're naturally curious, and we really have to just kind of get out of their way. We give them guidelines, we give them a framework, we might help them generate ideas, but we need to allow their natural creativity to come out. And really that's my philosophy and my ideology of teaching, is that we need to make sure that we're not being so structured that they don't have an opportunity to see how this relates to them. And they're the experts in that. They know what's going on at home or what's going on in their communities. And so by providing opportunities for them to connect with the curriculum in a meaningful way is so much more powerful than thinking we have all the answers. So it says it's a gyro sensor and it says 1 degree. So turn the robot in your hands. Yep, and then look at the number. So it's actively measuring how much it's turned. So you know on your phone when you turn it from like vertical to horizontal, it automatically switches? It's the same type of sensor, just a lot smaller. So this is going to tell the robot how far it's turned. So go ahead and turn it back until it's right around 0 again. When you're in my room and what you're moving around and talking with students, you're seeing them engage with 2 basic ideas. One is 21st century resources. So they might be working with 3D printing and CAD, they might be working with robotics, but at the same time there's this underlying need for me to help them grow in the areas of critical thinking, collaboration, communication, and
creativity. So the philosophy is to provide them an opportunity to grow, to provide them the resources they need to engage in things that are relevant today, where we're not trying to bring education back from 20 or 50 years ago. So it's a matter of just providing those resources and those opportunities for students.
I think it's intended to look like a kid drew it, so I don't think it has to be a perfect apple. Like, I think that's the whole point, is like, this is like a kid who drew an apple and then like there's a little scribble there. So I wouldn't be too worried about it looking perfect. I don't think that's what their intent was, and it's certainly not mine.
There's an analogy I heard recently that teaching is like growing plants, and you don't actually physically build up the plant, you simply set up the environment and you nourish them. You might prune away those bad habits, and you might, feed those that they're stronger in and that you want them to cultivate. And so I feel like that's the skill that I bring, is that I'm primarily a role of a facilitator and not the sage on the stage, as they say.
So yeah, that's how I did it. I thought it was a good fit for Scribble because it's not supposed to be perfectly smooth and even, so I would give it a shot that way. Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.